Hello and welcome back to my channel, Divine Libra Wisdom. Back again with the elemental readings for the month of August. We are 5 days in. Sorry about the readings being late. As the previous month, or as I stated in the previous month, sorry about that. Life be lifing, and recently had a passing in the family, so and I've just been dealing with a lot, so it took a minute for me to get these out, but nonetheless, these readings are coming to you now, and I have more readings coming soon, on a better note, or a fun note rather, some fun readings that you'll enjoy, hopefully. And like I say in all of my readings, if you hear any background noise, or if the AC kicks on and it's kind of loud, I will make sure that I speak louder, and try to keep the background noise to a minimum. Also, like the video, share the video as you're listening through. If you think someone may benefit from the video and like to hear it, share it with them, please. Like the video after you've listened, and consider subscribing to the channel. That helps me boost me and push me out to the algorithm so I can reach more people, and helps when I go when I make videos again. I try to be very consistent with this. Even if I am a little late, I try to be consistent with the readings and stuff like that, because I truly enjoy doing this. And also leave me a comment down in the comments section. Let me know how the reading resonated, and or anything you'd like to ask. Everything, all my information, as well as the decks that I'm using to do these readings, will be in the description box. If you want to book a personal reading with me, I am open for that. Just send me an email, and we'll go from there. I'll never contact you personally. You have to contact me in order to get a reading from me. So I feel like I got everything out of the way. Let's go ahead and get started. This is for air signs for the month of August 2025. Again, if you hear any background noise, I apologize. It's just the nature of doing these readings. You're bound to hear some noise. Okay, and sorry for all the sniffing. For whatever reason, whenever I get ready to do readings, my nose wants to act up. I don't know why. Okay, so you should be able to see a picture of the spread for air signs for the August 2025. We're going to go ahead and get started with the King of Wands. We're going to work our way from left to right, and then do the top row, which is the tarot, and then we'll work our way down to the oracle cards that is below. And then our affirmation or additional message we have off to the side, on the right side there, will be our affirmation card, and we'll get to that. All right, so starting with the King of Wands. The King of Wands is about sort of like being on guard. At least to me, I feel like when you look at the King of Wands, it's someone who's very like stern, kind of ready for anything. If you kind of see, it's kind of like that Arthur meme. The figure in the card has their hand, looks like to us it would be their left hand, kind of balled up into a fist, and they're holding their wand in the right hand, and they're sitting on their throne, but it's like they're ready for any and everything. So that's why I say on guard. So for a lot of air signs, I feel like this month of August, a lot of you could be on guard about something. Maybe you feel like you need to protect your peace. Maybe you feel like you need to defend someone. It could be someone other than you. Yourself personally. You could be feeling like you need to protect your children, protect your family members, whatever the case may be. And so this could be why you are on guard. But I feel like, for the most part, I feel like this is more so for self. I feel like maybe you are having to, because I'm hearing like defend honor, but I feel like this is more so for the self. Like you're having to defend maybe your beliefs. You're having to defend, maybe at work, maybe you're having to defend yourself when it comes to fighting for more privileges, as far as like, well, not privileges, I take that back. For more projects is what I meant. More responsibilities, maybe. Or because I get the sense of someone maybe feeling like they're being micromanaged. And maybe, you have a feeling of having to defend yourself, maybe from an overbearing boss. I don't know. But that's what I'm getting. But also, this could be like protecting your peace, like I said, and just not wanting to be bothered with anyone wasting your time. You're not feeling anybody at this moment when it comes to like your peace. You don't want anything distracting you. You don't want anything hindering you from doing what it is you need to do. You're laser focused on a lot. Okay. But with the King of Wands, it's also can speak about, especially in the workplace, of taking the lead on things. This could also be like taking the lead with family. Maybe you are stepping up and taking over something. This could also be like focusing on your passions, tapping into your strengths. I just really feel like at the start of this month, which, we're 5 days in, but I feel like maybe a lot of what you used to do was probably like kind of, sit in the background and not really, take up the mantle or something. But now you may have been forced to do so for whatever reason. So, yeah, I just feel like with the King of Wands, you are just at a place where you're like, okay, I used to sit in the background. I used to hold up the wall, but this time I have to go to the forefront. I have to, stand up for what I believe in. I have to, tap into some strengths that, I may have been weary or felt that I was unsafe to do. So yeah, that's what I feel about the King of Wands. Like, you're just at the beginning of the month, you're tapping into your strengths. You're focusing on your passions, protecting your peace. You're not allowing anything to, especially with the being on guard, you're not allowing any mistakes. Any mistakes, any distractions, any of that. You're not having it, basically. Yeah, you're on it, basically. You are on it as far as your job is concerned. I feel like whatever it is you're focused on as far as passions are concerned, like especially if it's job related, you're going to come out on top with that, because when you get focused on something, especially for air signs, they can hyper focus on things. Especially when it comes to things about like the mind, or what am I trying to say? Like, like creative projects. Definitely, like when you're determined to do something, kind of like not air signs, kind of like fire signs. Your determination, when you're determined to do something, you do it. So yeah, that's what I feel with that. All right, so now we're going to go to the Queen of Pentacles. So in the next card, you see another figure sitting on their throne or the chair, and the queen is holding the pentacle, and there's a white rabbit down at the bottom there. And I just noticed this detail of, there's kind of like a goat head on the edge of the chairs there, or the arms of the chairs. I didn't notice that at first. With this card, that's interesting. So I don't know, maybe some of you could be dealing, air signs, you could be dealing with fire signs. I mentioned fire signs with the King of Wands. You also have 10 of Wands out here, so air signs, some of you could be dealing with fire signs, and then also with this Queen of Pentacle cards and that goat head. Maybe you all could be dealing with Capricorns. I don't know. That's interesting. I've looked at this card so many times and I never noticed the goat heads at the arms of the chairs. It's interesting. But anyway, so with the Queen of Pentacles, this is all about like kind of being like focused on self. Focus on your self-care, focus on your peace, like I mentioned before. You're nurturing yourself or nurturing others, showing that compassion to others. But I really feel like for air signs, I feel like this is focus that is solely on you. Like, you're not really, the month of August, you're not really focused on anyone else. Not necessarily, like you could, have your normal focus like on family if you have children, or a spouse or anything like that, or maybe you're taking care of someone. You could have that focus, but I feel like your main focus is yourself right now. You're trying to I get the sense of a lot of people trying to get themselves together, get their priorities in line, take care of anything that they need to take care of, especially if it's outstanding. This could be, at work, this could be at home, and just you personally. Maybe a lot of you need to make, your doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, or you're going to those things, Basically, I get like self-maintenance, taking care of your body, taking care of your hair, all the things, all the things. I also get personal projects, like I mentioned, creativity. I really feel like you're focused on your personal projects, anything that, personal to you that you're trying to accomplish, that you're, trying to finish. Because I know, especially for Libras, and I am a Libra, obviously. We tend to start projects, but I feel like this is the case for all air signs. Excuse me, sorry for that. I feel like this is the case for all air signs, is that we can start projects. We get so excited about starting a project, we start it, and then we, kind of hit a snag, and then we focus, we stop, and then we go to something else. So I feel like, especially with it being Mercury retrograde still, I think it's not over until August 11th, and then it'll be in that little phase of going back direct. We will start these projects and not finish them. So I feel like whatever the case is, this Mercury retrograde is kind of having us go back over projects that we started to finish them, hopefully, or at least like go back and look at them and kind of maybe it's like some of you may be writing a book, which I am. I am going back through and just kind of rewriting and making sure I catch errors that I wrote in the book or whatever, and just trying to, because I will say, for me personally, I realized I didn't realize I wrote as much as I did. So I wrote a pretty good, quite a bit amount of the story that I'm writing, and now it's just going back through and cleaning it up, taking care of any errors, and yeah. So hopefully I will have a completed first book soon in my series. So, but yeah. So wish me luck. No. But anyway, yeah, I just really feel like for the month of August, this is all about tidying up. This is all about standing, on business, standing on guard, right? About your peace, protecting your peace, and just keeping a laser focus on what it is you want to accomplish, and just, doing that. And I feel like as long as air signs do stay, steadfast and, just continue to just keep that laser focus, especially on themselves, they'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? They'll figure it out. They'll get what they need, and they'll go from there. All right. So then we have the Ten of Wands. And this is like, I get, if you pay attention to the cards, or the card, the figure in the Ten of Wands, she's sort of like bent over, and grasping all of these wands, and it's like, just, I get the sense of someone being like extremely tired, like you're bummed out about something, burdened by something. There's a need to ask for help, and especially, and I'm sorry, y'all, I keep sniffling, sorry about that. Yeah, a lot of you could be burnt out too, feeling exhausted. I definitely can relate, being a fellow air sign. The last couple of months have been a lot for me, as well as for my family. So, yeah, it definitely burnt out. I will say definitely exhausted, but nonetheless, continuing to move, continuing to, stay focused and keep moving despite it all. But I feel like with this, and I had to learn this as well, especially with moving back home, you can't be afraid to ask for help. Even though you may want to, with the King of Wands, you may want to, you kind of have it in your head that you want to do it yourself. Because I also, with the King of Wands, I get someone who's sort of like, a solo person. They want to do it themselves. They're going to get the job done, no matter what. So yeah, I really feel like this is telling you not to get so overburdened that you exhaust yourself to a point where you can't do anything. You know what I mean? So when you need help, don't be afraid to ask for it, to reach out, to get support. And don't work yourself. It's okay to be, laser focused on your projects, personal projects, especially work related projects, if that's what it is for you personally. But if you need to ask for help or ask for, deadline extensions, or just need a second pair of eyes to come and help you, don't be afraid to do that. Don't just continue to sit there and just suffer, basically. All right, so now we're going to go to the oracle cards here. The first one is Queen Ya Asante. Asantewa, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. But yeah, it says level up. And with it coming out with the King of Wands again, I feel like this is like with you being so on guard, with you being so open to taking a lead. It's going to level you up. It's going to get you to the place where you want to go. It's going to get you to the success that you're trying to cultivate in your life. So yeah, this is definitely, although it can be a heavy season, again, putting it back on me and making it anecdotal. I know that, all of the things, everything that has happened, even though no matter how hurtful, how exhausting it is, it's for the better of myself. And so everything is aligning, even though, it's just been a lot, especially with the passing of the family member. It's like it hurts, it hurts, but at the same time, you have to kind of move forward and just get through the grief as you move forward, because life doesn't stop. And so, yeah, you just have to keep moving. But as long as you stay, you stick with it and you don't give up, you're going to get that level up that you're looking for. And with the next card is Mama de Jumbo, which is Shine. This kind of aligns with, even though it's aligned with the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like this kind of goes with the King of Wands as well, as like not being afraid to be seen or take the lead, not being afraid to get yourself out there, and shine, basically. And I feel like this card has come out a lot in a lot of my readings. Level up as well. So I feel like for a lot of us, even across the elements, I feel like this is a message of, not being afraid to get ourselves out there, not being afraid to put ourselves out there, post that video, post, that book, or work on your books, that you're trying to work on your poetry, work on, anything else that you like to do, reach out to people to, maybe volunteer first, and then that could lead to you, getting a job, that could lead to you, working on a project, and, you catch the eye of a celeb, and, you start doing, you become their hairstylist, you become their makeup artist, you become their personal, forget what it's called, personal, you know what I mean, like the personal person that gets their wardrobe together, personal stylist. Yeah. You become that. You work on, maybe you got a hair care or hairline, or maybe you design purses, whatever the case may be. Is the list is endless. But whatever the case is, you putting yourself out there, not being afraid to do so, not being afraid to have the spotlight on you, and, say the things that you want to say, and be unapologetic about it. I'm learning to do that myself, as far as like putting myself out there, which I'm doing through these readings, as well as, on my own personal TikTok and, personal YouTube and all the things. And the air just cut back on. So, so if it gets kind of loud, I'm going to talk more, but it's the air. I can't help it. It's hot. So we gotta, especially being in the South, you have to have the air on. But yeah, so, don't be afraid to take the lead. And as far as how it aligns with the Queen of Pentacles, again, with those personal projects and you focusing on yourself, don't be afraid to, once you don't harm, and I think this is the reason why a lot of times Libras, but air signs, all three air signs, like, we may get kind of stuck on, our projects, our personal projects, or not necessarily finishing them, is because we want them to be perfect. And a lot of times, it's not going to be perfect, but we still go after that. We still, what's the word, reach for that perfection. And a lot of times it's like, you can't be solely focused on that. You have to kind of do it, try to go through, do your edits, but at the same time, put it out there, just put it out there. Everything doesn't have to be perfect right out the bat, get yourself out there so you can get that exposure, and, people can see what you're about. So yeah, that's what I get with as far as like the shine and how it aligns with the Queen of Pentacles. And so then we have naked, and how it aligns with the Ten of Wands. I feel like I mentioned the word exposure, and I feel like this is, and I have feeling exposed down here in my notes. And so sorry about that, y'all. Some of you, I don't really get the sense that this is a lot of you, but I feel like some of you could kind of feel exposed, or you feel kind of funny about being out in the spotlight with the shine card. But again, I feel like, on the flip side of that, being when it says, naked, and this is Mami Wada, you're able to just shine, like you're able to just live out loud, if that makes sense. And even though, like, a lot of times exposure can cause some type of anxiety, sometimes it's still a good thing. Like, you at least you got yourself out there, right? At least you have sorry, at least you have, you're out there. You know what I'm saying? And it's causing me anxiety, because it's like, oh God, I really did do it. I really did make that video, and people are seeing my face, and I'm talking, and people hear me, they see me, and all the things. But it's kind of like, but at least I did it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm exposing myself, not in a bad way, but you know what I mean. But people see me, and it's kind of giving me reservations, but at least I did the thing, so that's what I feel like as far as naked is concerned. You're basically just allowing yourself to be seen, allowing yourself to be exposed, excuse me, and even though it causes you anxiety and it may even scare you, you still did the thing, you still put yourself out there. And a lot of times when we do this, it attracts those like-minded people, who are willing to, who you can build like a community with, and who's willing to support you, and you can support them, and you both rise, you both level up, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for you all, air signs, for this month of August. And then for our oracle card, we have a path of least resistance, be like water flow. So yeah, this card is just our not oracle card, our affirmation card is what I like to call these. Yeah, it's like, be like water, let it flow, let everything flow, just go with the flow. Be okay with shining, be okay with being exposed. Be okay with taking the lead, and if you do have a misstep, if you do mess up, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to say, okay, yeah, I did make a mistake, I did mess up, but I'm reaching out, I'm asking for help now. You know what I mean? It's never too late to ask for help. It's never too late to take a step back, and not overburden yourself with the Ten of Wands. Not do everything yourself, even though you want to. With the King of Wands, you want to be, the strong one, or the get it out the mud yourself. But at the same time, sometimes we need to reach back, and sometimes we need to ask for help. We need to take a step back rather and ask for help. So that's what that be like water flow says to me for you all, air sign. So I hope you enjoyed this message. I know I was a bit what is the word, yappy, chatty Cathy right now. But you know, I just call it like I see it. I say what I feel, and that's what I do. So again, if you enjoyed the video, please like the video, share the video with a friend if you think they may enjoy this and they are air signs as well. Also look for your listen or look at the videos for every single placement that you have, you know. If you have all the elements in your chart, watch all 4 videos. You know, there may be a message in there for you. If not, if this is where I leave you, then hey, that's okay. Again, give this a like, give this a share, leave me a comment down in the script or comment box. Let me know how I resonated. Subscribe to the channel so that you know when I post a new video, which new videos are coming soon. I may be a little late, but it's gonna be there. You know, it's gonna be there. Life be lifing, and it's been lifing a lot for me. But I'm getting back on track slowly but surely. Yeah. Anyway, if you want a reading, again, down in my description box, send me an email. I will not contact you personally to do any to book any readings, to do any free readings, that type of stuff. I don't do that. But yeah, you have to reach out to me. But I am open for booking, so if you want to do that, go ahead and send me an email and we can talk about and discuss prices. I have a list of my prices, but I do not put those in the description box. You have to email for that. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. This is where I leave you. Have a good day.